Hello world, this is Lyrical Threat with a film review. Man, when I sat down and watched this last night, I got about 30 minutes in. I was thinking to myself, man, I know I'm going to do a review on this. So, for those of you that have not seen this movie, this is your one and only spoiler alert. So if you have not seen this movie, you do not want spoilers, pause this video right now, go watch the movie, come back, unpause, and listen, okay? So here we go. So the movie starts at the very, very beginning of the film. She's about 11 or 12, I want to assume. She's at the park, and this is the story that I've heard because I know Roxanne Shante's entire life story. And I'm just going to preface with this. There's so much stuff they left out, and you're going to hear this about a lot of really good biopics of people that people are interested in or really interested people. Oh, they left so much stuff out. But with her, she was such a pioneer and a trailblazer. And I'm not talking about for women because, she was such a pioneer for women. She was a pioneer for rap. She was a pioneer for hip hop. She was a pioneer for battlers. Because don't get it twisted, she was a battle rapper, okay? She was a battle rapper. This is what a lot of people don't even know. She was a battle rapper. She pioneered freestyle. People were writing their rhymes. She was freestyling. She had a vicious freestyle. So that's what a lot of people don't understand, and I wish that it could have been done. But I understand that the direction they wanted to go. I even saw an interview after I watched the movie. I went and did some YouTubing and looking some stuff up. I saw an interview with the guy who wrote the film. He sat down with Roxanne Shante for several months and they put it all together. And he knew he could only go in one direction. It was either the music stuff or the personal stuff. And one or the other was going to be littered a little bit. You know, the music would have been littered with the personal would be littered with the music. So he went personal. Got to hit the broader audiences and the women and all the other kind of stuff. So I can understand it from that perspective. But just myself as an artist, myself as a humongous admirer and fan of Roxanne Shante and her accomplishments, I would like to see those very accomplishments highlighted because not many of her actual artistic achievements were highlighted in this film. So I hope I'm not ruining it for y'all that want to see it. But if you're listening, you watched it already, right? You better have watched it. So anyway, it starts off with her freestyle battling some guy in the park. This guy says, I'm looking for the freestyle rap champion. I'm looking for the battle rap champion of Queensbridge. They're like, that's her. And then they got her standing on a crate or something because she's like a tiny little kid. And she was just like eating people. Because I know the stories. I've read the stories. I've heard her do the interviews. I've heard other people talk about it, that she was just eating people. Curtis Blow had the player hate on her because she's eating dudes, and they said, yeah, the world ain't ready for a female hip-hop world champion. I'm like, come on, bro. She was eating them dudes, man. Them dudes need to step their shit up. If she eating them, they need to step their shit up. You know, she's like 15 years old at that. So she wasn't just a female. She was a child, and she was eating these people, eating them. So the thing that drives this film is, when it comes down to it, it's her mom and her relationship with her mom. Her mom was a very stubborn, angry, bitter woman. I'm sorry, I don't talk about people's mamas, but I'm just saying that was the portrayal of her in this film. And they were constantly butting heads, whether it was Roxanne Shante going out and quote unquote hustling when she's supposed to be in school. So that because she had several sisters living in the house with her, so she could go get money to make ends meet. Or if it was just her mom just being this perpetual, habitual line stepper type of person that just drove Shante nuts to the point where she had to go and get her own place because she just could not stand being in the company of that horrible, horrible woman. And of course, it drove her to have to go and live in a house with drug dealers and this and that and the third. And they trying to rape her. They looking at her little pretty brown legs and stuff. Ooh, why you wearing that, man? You got them pretty brown little legs. Damn, you get my dick hard. Now I want to do some raping. You know, they get all rapey on her. And it even got to the point where this dude was about to rape her. And she's like, why are you raping me? I thought we were friends. Like, man, come on. You walking around the house, man, with your legs looking like that. But I'm only 15 years old. So fuck that, you know. So dude gets all rapey. And he just looks at the horrified look on her face. And he's thinking about she's 15. And then he becomes disgusted with himself. He's like, ah. And then he jumps off of her. And he's got his hands up. And he's like, get out of here. Get out of here. You can't be here no more. And then she gets to the point like, fuck it, I'll do it. I'll suck your dick. I'll fuck you. Come on. Get back in here. Come on. No, I'm not going back to that woman. Come on. We can fuck. But I'm not going back to that crazy woman. I mean, that is the point. That is the level of insanity that her mom exuded. That she was just like, you know what? Go ahead and rape me. Just don't send me back to my mom. You know? So that's what I mean by she drove this movie, because you know, she has sex with the drug dealer that's about 30 years older than her and all this other type of stuff. Has her baby at 16, 17 years old. Has to buy her own child from the drug dealer's holding his own son for ransom to give to the mother. I mean, some pretty crazy stuff. I mean, I thought it was well done for what it was. And they highlighted, they threw some of the music in there. They threw when she was going to wash the laundry. And this is another thing. This is what I mean by her mom drove the movie. But she's going to do the laundry, and Molly Mall wants him to record, wants her to come up and record. And she's like, I gotta get this laundry done, man. My mom is on my case, man. I mean, imagine she could have done she could have recorded a whole album if her mom wasn't like breathing down her neck and been way more prolific, made more money. I mean, so that's what I mean. Her mom drove this whole thing. And of course, obviously, if y'all can't tell, I had a similar type of mother, so I could totally relate. I know exactly what that feels like, to have the mom breathing down your neck. And there's things that you should be doing, but you can't do because, oh man, I ain't got time to do it, man. My mom is on my neck, man. My mom is making me do this. Isn't it amazing how your mom is supposed to be raising you, right? So you can live your life, right? And it's like you're doing stuff that's all about them instead of you. I don't know. It's just amazing. So the film, let me get to this, right? Because I need to highlight this. I needed to highlight that, and I need to highlight this because I don't think other reviews are going to cover this. Now, they didn't cover a lot of the music stuff. They didn't cover her battling Busy Bee. They didn't cover any of the beef she was in. Her against MC Lyte, her against the other. I mean, they briefly covered the Roxanne Wars, but her getting into it with other female rappers. There's some stories about her and KRS-One that were not in this movie. KRS-One was nowhere to be found in this film. Nor was Big Daddy Kane, Kool G Rap, a whole bunch of other people. Which brings me to this. My suspicion, I've been hearing the rumors, and there's been a lot of talk over a number of years that they are going to do a Juice Crew movie. So I think that in anticipation of a future Juice Crew movie, they purposely left things out so that those things can be implemented into that film. I think that is one of the driving forces behind this film being more personal, being more her story, because you got Roxanne Shante's story. Then when they do the Juice Crew film, you will have the parts of her story that weren't in this film, the more music oriented, music related things. So those are my thoughts on it. That's my perspective on why they went that direction, or one of the reasons why, other than what the writer said. Because obviously the writer is going to do what he's going to do, but there's going to be people over him that are going to say, hey, we want to have this type of film, or we're going to market this like this and this and this. So we need this and that and the third. So it comes down to those type of things. So overall, I enjoyed the film. I'll watch it again. I might watch it again tonight. I enjoyed it. I thought that the casting was great. The Shahrazad Ali, or however you say his name, was the drug dealer. He was good. Nia Long was fantastic. The young lady they had to play Roxanne Shante, her name is actually Shante. Yeah, spelled differently, but same name. Did a fantastic job. My man that played Bismarcky. Shout out to him on that beatbox. Was he really doing the beatbox, or did they have someone else beatboxing for him? That's what I want to know. Oh, and of course, shout out to the little child actor they found that looked just like Nas. That was tripped out. Because that's another thing. The ending of the movie was Nas like freestyling for her. And it was a dope freestyle. Who wrote those verses? Somebody had to have written the verse where Shante was battling the guy in the park, and then someone wrote the Nas thing. So I'd like to know who was writing that stuff. Other thing that they left out of the movie was that Cold Chillin', they paid for Roxanne Shante's college education. Of course, now she is a doctor. And they paid for her college education. The record label paid for her college education. That's something that people don't know, that I was kind of surprised was left out of the film. I mean, the Nas ending was a good ending. They could have had something in the credits that would have shown that or something, I would think. I would think they would try to put that in there. But maybe they're saving that for the Juice Crew movie. And that's the thing. There's so much stuff for the Juice Crew movie. They might have to do that like New Edition. They might have to do like 3 volumes for the Juice Crew movie. Because you can't fit that whole story in 2 hours. You would do that a severe disjustice to only do like a 2-hour entire movie on the Juice Crew. You got to do 3 or 4 installments of a Juice Crew movie, 90 minutes a piece, to really cover all that. Because we're talking about Big Daddy Kane, Kool G Rap, Marley Marl, MC Shan. Not that you're going to tell the entire story of each person, but those are a lot of legends right there. So anyway, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? What did you like about the movie? What did you dislike about the movie? What do you give it on a scale of 1 to 10? I give it about a good 7.8. It's just underneath an 8. That's 7.8 is my grade for it. Anyway, I'm out, y'all. Peace.